came and I could not utter a word in Afrikaans. And they asked me, Kafir, where is your khaki? And I thought there was something wrong because I was not wearing a khaki trousers. To me, it looks like they were asking, where is your khaki? So I tried to speak in English. They beat me up and said, Englishman, Englishman. Hey, I said, this is serious. Nobody told me it was a khaki. I had to produce it because I was being beaten perpetually. So I learned. As soon as I took out my card, they say, moi, kafa, moi, oh, so. Those words I was not taught by a teacher. I learned that day. But that was even better. In prison, you don't make noise. And one day, a warder walks in to us, and only one person knew Afrikaans we did not know. He asked a question. He surprised us. Virastiso. There was a fellow coming from Afrikaans. His name was Russell. So when the question was asked, who Magria Siso? He says, I'm Russell, sir. Now you see, my Afrikaans is not up to scratch, so don't worry. I'll speak in English. But thank you very much once again to be here in Elsies River. I came here about 2 weeks ago on very sad circumstances. When I heard the news that a young child of 3 years was murdered, raped, it shocked me. And I thought I needed to come to see the family and sympathize with the family as well with the community. And when I came and I heard the details of what happened, I was shocked that there could be an adult who could commit a crime in the house where he stays, in a child that could be regarded as his own child. I was shocked. Further shocked by the behavior that when he always comes out of his room to sympathize with the mother, even promised the mother we are going to find the child. And he knew he left the child dead in his own room. I thought something has gone wrong with our society. In the process of the discussion, the father said to me, he broke every bone of my child in order to squeeze her to fit in a plastic bag. Now, it sounded funny that you don't even sympathize with the person you have killed. You further do more damage. This does not look like a human being. So that's the reason why, after having interacted with the community, I then felt I needed to go to the police station. And the reason why I thought I should go to the police station was the report I got. The report said the police were not cooperative at the beginning. They did not give help immediately. And I thought it was important for me to go to the police station and ask why. Because the police needed to react immediately once there is a reported crime. But on that day, I thought I shouldn't just go on my own. I need to have the minister as deputy and police commanders to deal with the matter, because I viewed that matter very seriously. And that's why I said I will choose a day to come. Among the things we will do will to visit the police station. And today I started at the police station with the minister. The minister asked the commanders to give a report and respond to that charge or that complaint. They have briefed me. They believe there was a lot of exaggeration. They reacted immediately, including coming with the dog. They have checked even the blood that was reported, and they say it was not human blood. And they say they even talked to the mother of the child to check whether there was anything wrong on that day. And they've reported that the mother of the child said she was happy with the behavior of the police. So they've answered the question and said there were quite a bit of exaggeration. I thought I should give that answer because it was said when there was quite a number of people. One of the things that happened was the people saying we need a police station. And the minister has responded by giving, for now, a mobile kind of police station. That is the response which we have made. And I'm sure the issue of police stations and in whatever way is a matter that we'll talk about. When we met with the commanders, we discussed the issue of the capacity of the police, which they've given a report. It's not the time to talk about that now. And I must say, about a month or so, some weeks, I visited another police station in Nyanga. And I was doing this because the crime in the country has gone very high. My feeling is that we can't live side by side with crime. As a government, we need to fight. Today, we are here, as Minister Balula said, with a number of departments dealing with policing, courts, and others that deal with related matters. So that after my remarks, there will be an interaction with the government representatives and the community so that we can deal with issues that need to be dealt with. Among other things that happened on that day, seeing the state of the family, that they had no place to stay, we committed
Live visuals of the anti-crime imbizo currently taking place at the Elsies River community in the Western Cape, where President Jacob Zuma is currently making their key address. Well, the President is accompanied by Police Minister Fikile Mbalula, together with other ministers. Let's cut live to the proceedings again.
That if there is nothing, if other things are delaying because of bureaucracy, maybe the foundation could do something to find in the meantime a temporary thing. But I'm happy that the minister is here, be able to deal with all of that. I thought I should start with those remarks to give the report back before making the remarks that will open up the interaction between yourselves and the government officials. Then I'm starting and I'm going to greet, and you'll see that my few Afrikaans words in prison did me some good. Goeiemiddag. Hoe gaan dit? You can see that I gained something. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here united by the ongoing difficult and painful occurrences in our communities. The attacks on women and children, and also crime in general. Crime is a cancer that must be uprooted in our communities. The attacks on women and children are a serious crime indeed. That is why we are back here today to discuss and hear from you what is going on here, and what we can do together to fight these terrible crimes in our communities. Over a week ago, I visited the Peters family here in Elsies River to pay my respects and convey the sympathies of government and the people of South Africa as a whole over the loss of their little girl under extremely tragic circumstances. Losing a child is a very difficult experience to deal with for any parent. I'm talking about losing a child under natural causes. Just to lose a child is a difficult thing. But to lose a child under such gruesome, brutal murder is a more serious matter. It leaves a mark, a wound, a scar that will remain forever with the parent. Once the parent looks at children as they grow of the same age, the parent will always say, my child will now be a school-going child. My child will be now in the university, but the child is no more. So it leaves a permanent scar in the heart. I wish to take this opportunity once again to extend my heartfelt condolences to the Peters family and the whole community of Elsies River for what happened to Courtney, the child. She did not deserve to have her life cut short in that manner. Unfortunately, Courtney's story, cruel as it is not an isolated incident. Scores of children die, go missing, and die every year at the hands of community members, including those who are close or members of their families. We are thinking of all these children today as we mark Child Protection Week in the country. The violence and murder committed against children adds to another tragedy that has become too commonplace in our society, which is the violence and the murder of women. In many cases, murdered by their closest friends, by those they know intimately. Some perpetrators are known to the victims and are their intimate partners, while other women are attacked as they go to work or even at home. We have come to Elsies River to express our outrage at the scourge that afflicts our society. Enough is enough. We want to work with the community to find solutions. The police are doing their best, but they need community support to solve and prevent these crimes. We believe strongly that violence against women and children, and indeed all other crimes, can only be defeated if communities work closely with law enforcement agencies. Before coming here, I met with the police commanders at the Elsies River police station, where the minister and other departments like the prosecuting authority and justice were present. As you are aware, there are complaints about the conduct of the police in the manner they investigated the issue of Courtney. I wanted to find out what happened. I have reported what the explanation was from the police. I also wanted to discuss with the police steps that can be taken to support their work. It is difficult to police crime that happens in the streets. It is even harder to police crime that happens inside a home committed by family members against other family members or friends or relatives. The police do need our support as government and community members for them to be able to do their work efficiently. Where they go wrong, we need to tell them. Where they are getting things right, we also need.
Live visuals of the anti-crime imbizo currently taking place at the Elsies River community in the Western Cape, where President Jacob Zuma is currently addressing the residents. Well, this follows the scourge of violence in the area against children after Courtney Pierce, aged 3 years old, was raped and murdered by a family member. Well, the president felt only it was proper to visit the family and to provide sympathy and support to the community. Well, the President Jacob Zuma also mentioned that he was shocked by the behavior of the perpetrators nowadays, saying that something has gone wrong in our society. Let's go back to those proceedings over there.
When I was here there were two ladies who came from an NGO, engaged me quite a long time on the plight of the citizens, and who have taken a decision without any resources to be the comforters of communities, to be wherever the problems arise, to help and make those people feel they are people who are taking care of the situation. They touched me, those ladies. They are trying to do a very heavy task of organizing the community so that the community should be organized against crime. I had an opportunity to have a meeting with the National Executive Committee of the ruling party. We've taken a decision that whilst it is important to mobilize society to help the police to protect the people, we need, as an organization, to work with the people, at least to do one thing that will make a contribution to reduce crime in our country, to establish village and street committees by all citizens. We must divide our streets and blocks and have living committees that have their leaders. They must coordinate their work so that we clean our areas of criminals. And this is what I thought it was important to report here, because that should be our war cry in defense of ourselves from criminals. We need to form ourselves into anti-crime committees in our blocks, in our streets, in our villages, so that we can uproot criminality. It is possible, we can do it. Criminals succeed by taking advantage of the situation that they are armed, we are not armed. They have money because they do wrong things to get money. At times, they give us money in order to make us learn to live with them. At times, they are quick to help us if we have got difficulties. And that, in a sense, make them to have some among us tolerating them. We need to take one step only to defend ourselves. Because it will happen to your neighbor, but one day it will happen to you. We must say, an injury to my neighbor is an injury to me. Let us prevent it before it happens. And I'm hoping after the interaction, we will also be taking action as communities to say what else can we do so that we can save lives. I look forward to a good discussion and engagement with you today, particularly because we have all the departments here that matter when it comes to crime. Speak out whatever you believe needs to be spoken. The common problem in meetings of this nature. As you can see, you are too many to say each one will talk. I think what will be important it will be, firstly, some leaders of the community who understand broadly the problems, and individual people, so that you give one another an opportunity to make us aware of the difficulties and challenges. So others might not succeed to speak, as it happened in life. At times, those who have most information don't have the opportunity. So you know one another. Who are the people who are knowledgeable of the challenges? Let us give them the opportunity. The mothers, the fathers who are here. We will now give back to the director of the program, the Deputy Minister of Police, to take the next program forward. Please, whoever will be talking, bear in mind that if the number is so big, you have to be accurate, not to be too long so that other people don't have an opportunity to speak. Give others a chance. If you know there are those among you who can articulate the matter better, give them the opportunity, because this is not very common that people come here together. I know the day I was here, you wanted to say something, and at some point you were talking together at the same time. My ears were just two, but the stories were too many. I said, I wonder which one must I listen to. At least today is going to be better organized. You agree, we're with you that day. And I said, don't worry, I'm coming back. I have come back. This is an opportunity for us to speak. Bayadangi.